Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's so good. Hey, hi. Welcome everybody to another riveting edition. Caught me again. Riveting edition of The Ghost and the Goat. I'm your host, Buddy Thayer, paranormal investigator, welcoming you to join me on this very unique journey through the fields of the paranormal. Skip through like a baseball field or maybe a football field on the way through here, or maybe the local craft brewery. Before we get going, as always, this evening on The Goat and the Ghost with the ghostly, with the paranormal stuff, which usually starts about 8:20. I give to you a little bit of sports first, and then I give to you a little beer news, because if you guys don't know my face already, I have a beer podcast, Three Dudes Brews. We're doing this unique charity that I want to talk to you a little bit about in just a minute. Just let me take a quick sip of this. I have the Guild glass. It's not a Guild beer. The Guild is fantastic. Has wonderful beers. I was there the other night. This is actually big hint, guys. If you're doing the Mark Ambrose bingo, here's your hint. Gonna be here on Saturday, boys and girls. Go find Mark Ambrose. While I'm talking about Mark Ambrose and the bingo, the charity that we're doing, Three Dudes Brews, myself and Ed and Costas, we teamed up with local TV personality, radio personality, and craft brew personality. The mayor of craft beer community in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Mark Ambrose. This is Mark. This is what Mark is known for, boys and girls. So for years, we've watched Mark. We've known Mark. He goes from craft brewery to craft brewery. He celebrates the beer that's there. He takes a selfie with friends. He puts it on social media. It's like, hey, I was in Tragmont today, and I saw a buddy, Costas and Ed, and we had a good beer. We had a good laugh, and I took a selfie. That's what Mark has done. So last year, I thought it was like a brilliant idea. I'm like, dudes, we could actually do this. I'm like, Mark, you picked the charity, dude, and we're going to do a Mark Ambrose bingo. So we did. It was great. We raised $400 for the Ronald McDonald House, and the winner of the bingo splits the proceeds of the charity 50-50. So for every bingo card that you buy, for every ticket that you buy, rather, you get another bingo card, which will look like this. We'll feature our bingo star's face. So that's Mark Ambrose there in the background. And so this is a little different. So this was the original bingo card for this year. Crafted Hope announced that they were closing, so we replaced them with Arcane Meadery and Winery, and fantastic place in Providence. More on them in a little bit. And Crafted Hope bounced out. Now Crafted Hope is like not closing, but they're not back on the beer card, the bingo card just yet, boys and girls. I might like wild card them, but we're gonna see what happens. I think with Crafted Hope. Fun facts. But the idea is to go to these different breweries: Moniker, Long Live, Bravo. Foolproof last weekend, Origin Beer Project maybe this weekend. Maybe Saturday, Bravo. No, Friday, maybe Origin Beer Project. Moniker, maybe Friday. I don't know. Bravo, maybe Saturday. Lops, guys, if you're watching, you have bingo cards. Here's your Lops. Here's your. I gave hints out. I will give hints out on Three Dudes Brews Uncommon Beer. They're having their grand opening on Saturday. We were lucky enough to be at their just a side note here, at their soft opening on Saturday rather. I'm Mug Club number 16. They have 5 tremendous beers down there right now. I think Uncommon. But now on Saturday, when they do their grand opening, they're gonna have 8 Ocho beers on draft. They have a porter that's really good. It's like a coffee porter. They have this spruce tipped pine ale, amazing. They have a pale ale, amazing. Great beers. Check them out. They got, like I said, they're gonna have a seltzer. They're gonna have a stout. They're gonna have another beer. They got a Hefeweizen, which I'm not usually a Hefeweizen kind of guy, boys and girls. I tried it. It was blueberry and lemon. It was fantastic. Nate Aiello, Anthony Gerard down there at Uncommon Beer. I don't know what's uncommon about these guys. They both make really great beer. And they both put their heads together, and they both have the newest brewery, the only brewery in my hometown of Smithfield, Rhode Island. So check that out if you're anywhere from around Rhode Island, southeastern Massachusetts. Shit, if you guys got to drive down from New Hampshire, come on down. It's definitely worth the trip. So we're going to be there on Saturday, and if you're lucky enough to catch the hints and figure out the mystery and the riddle, or just listen to my last 5 minutes, you'll know that Mark Ambrose will be at these particular places. Well, you go and get a selfie with Mark, and then you go to your bingo card. You're like, hey, I'm gonna mark off Dragmar. That's my selfie. And then when you have a full bingo, like one straight bingo, like 5 in a row, there's not gonna be any middle spaces, just a straight bingo, kids. You yell bingo, and which is you shouting out to us, and hey, buddy, here's my bingo, here's my card, and here's my my selfies with Mark. We have everything logged, so we just look at everything and be like, hey, you won the bingo, or like, hey, that picture's from like last year. You're trying to cheat. No cheating. This is the only rule, boys and girls. You cannot use a photograph predating the bingo live event, which went live on March 1st of this year. Anything predating that will look like you're trying to cheat a charity. You're trying to cheat kids and families that are in need. And you're a scumbag, and we're gonna disqualify you. Don't be a scumbag, boys and girls. This is for fun. And hey, buddy, I can't get to your brewery. I can't get out there to Rhode Island to like drink great beers with you guys, or take place in the Mark Ambrose bingo. But I want to still kind of help out the Ronald McDonald House. Just go on eventbrite.com, boys and girls. Mark Ambrose bingo. Check it out. This is what you're looking for. It's gonna be one of these. You'll get if you just donate, I'm not going to send you a card unless you really want one. Then I can send you one. But honestly, we'd just be like, hey, buddy, I just want to donate. I don't need no cards. We'd really appreciate it. And so would the Ronald McDonald House. So check all that great stuff out. Tickets are on sale now. Bingo cards are on sale right now. Check all those cards out. Buy as many cards as you want. It's going to charity. It's going to something good. Or you're going to go out and you're going to find this guy, Mark, and you're going to find us not too far behind. We're going to be having beers, and it's going to be a great time. So either way, charity, beer, good time. It's going to be fun. That's going to go on until we get a bingo winner. Last year, I think Art and Liz won around like the second week in April. So by the end of March, my liver's like, oh, buddy, let that be a bingo. Jesus Christ. Give out a nice, easy hint or something. Because we drink a lot of beer in March because it's like Rhode Island Craft Beer Month. It's the Big Labrewski. We can go to all these breweries and get all these like coupons to like get a free beer. Oh, that sounds terrible. So let me take a sip. So that's what we're doing. Three Dudes Brews. Brews is the do I have? I do. Is the fundraiser. So that's us. So check that out. That's on eventbrite.com. In sports, boys and girls, the Tropicana League still rolls on, and the Red Sox are still playing baseball down there in Florida, and it's looking all right. I mean, they're doing okay things. It's only spring training, and half the ball players right now are playing in the World Cup, the World Baseball Cup, or whatever you want to call it, the World Series. I don't know, not the World Series, but where all the countries. It's like the Olympics of baseball. They're all doing that. It's like a World Cup in FIFA, but it's with baseball bats and gloves and all that shit. So that's what's going around baseball. Nothing huge. Football news today was the cut day for a lot of guys, a lot of teams. They're either going to decide to re-sign massive contracts and like dump a whole shit ton of money into players, or like, hey, we're not going to re-sign you. We're actually going to cut you. Teams like the Arizona Cardinals cut QB Kyler Murray. He was injured almost all in the entire last year. Before that, they had troubles getting him to focus on anything other than video games. Like, dude, time to take life seriously. If you want to make millions and millions of dollars playing a kid's game, you can revitalize your career. Come to Miami. I don't care. Another Willis from the Green Bay Packers, who I hope the Dolphins will snag him. He played really good last year. Not a lot of problems. What's his name? Speed of problems. Aaron Rodgers is now a free agent. Seahawks MVP from Super Bowl 60, Kenneth Walker III. They did not decide to use their franchise tag on him. He is a free agent. The Bears Pro Bowl center, Drew Dahlman, he's only been in 5 seasons in the NFL. He decided to retire. That's weird, dude. Like, what are you thinking, guy? Unless you're banging your head around a lot. Trey Hendrickson, this guy was like holding out for a contract. They gave him like a quick 1-year contract last year. He's a free agent. The Colts went ahead and applied the tag to Danny Jones to stay with the Colts. Breece Hall got the franchise tag from the Jets because the Jets are crazy if they release, any of their good players because they have so many bad players. That's kind of like we released Tyreek Hill, my Dolphins, last week, which was probably the best thing, honestly, they could have done. I don't know. Tyreek, he was a shit show. He was a dumpster fire, just waiting to continue to happen. Travis Etienne of the played for the Jaguars for a while. He's now also a free agent. So there's some. If your team needs players like my Dolphins, Malik Willis, he's a quarterback. He's available. Jalen Phillips, he played for the Dolphins. He was an edge rusher. He got traded to some shitty team last year. I don't know. Oh, the Eagles, fuck them. And yeah, he's a hell of a tackler, but he's a free agent now. Also, I'd love to get him back on a smaller contract. George Pickens, wide receiver, age 25. He's available. Tyler Lindenbaum, he's a center. He's a top 10 center. He's awesome. LAPS wide receiver. Trey Hendrickson, like I said, the edge rusher. Devin Lloyd, Danny Jones. Oh, Danny Jones is a perfect. Oh no, he got signed. Kenneth Walker III, I mentioned him. So yeah, this Breece Hall. No, Breece Hall got franchise tagged. There are a ton of plays. Mike Evans, from Tampa Bay. Kyle Pitts, one of the best tight ends in the league. Wan'Dale Robinson from the New Jersey Giants. There's just a ton of free agents up here on here, and who's to say the Dolphins will grab them all? Me, because they Romeo Doubs from the Green Bay Packers, because they don't have any money, because we're gonna have to swallow a whole shit ton of money. Kwity Paye from right here in Rhode Island, edge rusher from the Colts. Ton of people available. Run out there and grab them all up. The Celtics are 40-20. We continue to look like a good basketball team, and we don't even have Tatum back. So just hold out. The March Madness bracket, I'll have a bracket for you guys. Probably not next week, then the week after. The brackets, the NCAA starts usually around St. Patty's Day. So where are we at now? We're at March the 3rd. Yeah, 2 weeks from now, I'll have a bracket. And I'll tell you who my Final Four is. Not that you should pick it because it's college football. It's like kind of like rolling dice, Whatever. I digress. So run out and grab yourself bingo tickets. Run out and hope that your favorite team picks up some of this talent that has just landed in everybody's laps. These high end players that are going to cost a shit ton of money to play. Big shout outs to 3 dudes. Big shout out to Dan down there in Jamaica. Dan, I hope you're having a great time, dude. Hope to hook up with you when you get back. Tune into 3 Dudes Brews as we're releasing episode 15 from Shades on Brewing and episode 16 from Tragmar. We're going to record episode 17 on Saturday with the Peppersode at Arcane Mead. Just tune in for all that stuff, guys. It's a lot of good stuff going on. Oh, that looks awesome. I'm sorry, I'm digressing. A lot of great stuff going on, and just tune in for all of it because it's going to be a blast. This weekend's going to be a shit ton of fun as I'm going to go to. We got like 9 breweries lined up on Friday and Saturday combined. I don't know. And then we're doing a filming in the morning on Saturday. I'm going to be comatose, I think, Sunday, and I got to work. So we're going to see how things are going to work out. Stay tuned, though, as always, to Three Dudes Brews and to, me, Buddy Thayer, for all the good comings and goings. Speaking of good comings and goings, joining me, as always, my co-host, the lovely and talented Jai. Welcome to the show, Jai. How you doing, lady?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, rolling, like knocking them out of the park left and right. Just everywhere I turn, magic. It's been an interesting couple weeks. I can say that.
Oh,
So
that's good to hear.
it's always good. New beginnings, new chapters, new beer. Um, you know, I got this brewery that just opened up like 2 blocks from my house. How freaking
Oh,
dangerous!
wow.
I Not at all, because I'm gonna just live there. But all is good. Are you home? Are you back in Massachusetts? Are you back in the Commonwealth yet? Are you
Not yet.
still in Ohio?
Next month.
Oh, next month. All
Next
right.
month. Yeah. I'm still in Ohio.
Good luck with that move. Moving's never fun, but
Oh, I'm just gonna throw some stuff in an SUV that I rent and just drive up there.
oh, so not like
Just
heavy
make it easier.
furniture, not like
No,
awful
no,
for. Oh,
nothing major. So it's just my
that's
clothes and
good.
stuff. That's it.
All right. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Drive safe. Driving? You're driving? You drive? Yeah, you
Yeah, I
say you
plan on driving. I
drive.
don't.
It's not a bad drive. I've driven
Yeah.
out there before. All
Well, I
right.
want to bring my big heating blanket and queen size heating blanket. You try to put that in a suitcase
Yeah,
and
that's tight for sure.
yeah.
It is going to be 60 degrees here this weekend in scenic New England, but then it's sure to we're sure to get another blizzard and drop down to negative temperatures the following week. So don't hold your breath. But anyway, tonight's guest is uh, he's dyslexic. Excuse me, he's dyslexic, and he has been doing education-related motivational speaking, helping teachers and kids. He was featured on TV at a young age, showing kids that they are not alone. He helped produce a show for several conferences, showing kids that they are not alone in dealing with dyslexia. He realized after several years that when he spoke, he was able to influence he was influenced by his own guides helping him from the other side. He also realized that his abilities as an empath and a sensitive in himself. He has been working in the paranormal field for over 10 years. He used back to basic techniques while not trying to use all the gadgets out there. We were talking about this last week. I can't wait to talk about it this week. I love this topic. um
Right.
he likes to collaborate with other paranormal investigators and traveling to haunted locations while studying them. He's a Reiki 1 now, and he started to focus on moving up in the Reiki ladder, so to say. He has taken up his father's research to events and talked at conferences and conference goers about his research on UFOs and UAPs and his interest in the paranormal. He was featured on Death Walker with Nick Roth season 3. Also, in his spare time, he walks cemeteries taking photos to remember the ones who come first, as they are never forgotten. Please welcome to the show. Hold on, let me find my button here. Tim Conwell. Tim, welcome to the show, dude.
How you doing?
Pretty
Doing
good,
well.
Hello.
pretty good. Awesome, thank you. Tim, where you coming to us from, dude? I didn't get that first from you.
Upstate New York, outside of Albany.
Upstate. Oh, Albany, lovely area. I got friends in Schenectady.
Oh, nice.
Lovely drive up that way in the fall or any
Yeah,
time of year, really.
100%.
So what do I want to start with you? Empath, sensitive, and that came through your giving talks to just like, were you always did you always have this in you? When did it start? What's your story, Tim?
Well, it's hard to understand because I fully clicked on more like when I started investigating. A
Mm-hmm.
light bulb turned on, but then
Sure.
I started processing like a lot of things were happening when I was speaking down in New York City with doctors and psychologists. Like there was something that was coming over me and saying, "Oh, you got to say this. Oh, you got to say this. Oh, you got to say." I never registered that stuff was going on, but it was just like a flow.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say it was probably all my life, but never really understood what was going on.
Until
'Cause
later in life.
Yeah, because there was times that my father would say, "Where'd you come up with this shit?" You know, kind of thing. And I'm going, I don't know. Like now it's like, oh, okay, let's work on this now. Let's do this. You know,
Nice.
it was like probably about my mid 30s. Everything started clicking in when I started investigating some and a lot more and more and more, and just went, okay, there's a light bulb coming on here.
Nice.
Questions
So,
and answers were popping.
I'm sorry. I gotta ask you. I know a lot of people who live with dyslexia, and it's crippling. It destroys their self confidence, a lot of anxiety. How did you rise above that and not only like do better for yourself, but help others to like help children, especially who are suffering with the same?
The main
Um,
thing is my father.
okay.
He was my rock. He's
Nice.
still is like there.
Yep.
But it was just like, this is your life. This is what you need to do.
Hmm.
And I figured that out when I was in third grade. That's when things started changing.
Nice.
I mean, I can go on for hours on this, but like that's when things started clicking, going, okay, I have to go back to basics. I have to learn everything now because everybody's way ahead of me and I'm still behind. So it was just a step by step of processing things.
Hmm.
And then I just started going, okay, so if I can do this, this is the way I have to learn or I have to create things. And as much as I kept repeating this to, my parents, my father would be going to my teachers and go, look, he's doing A, B, but he's figuring out M.
Hmm.
Like he's doing something to make him learn. So it was like, don't stop him, progress him, kind of thing.
Yep.
And it was just like slowly climbing the ladder, start understanding things, and then it was like, things were clicking. And it took me a while, but 2 college degrees, I did something.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. You definitely got it down, man.
It was a lot of work, but I a lot of painless nights and just keep on going.
Nice.
Coffee first when I hate college.
Yeah. Okay. So when did you start investigating now? When did you get into
It was probably about sometime early 30s.
okay.
I would say maybe 32, give or
How
take.
old are you now? So give me like a time period. Yeah.
I'm 49 now.
Oh, so you're about my age, or a little older than I am.
Yeah.
So I love what you say about using old school techniques because I'm not a huge. I mean, I do have some bells and some stuff with bells and whistles. We talked about this a little bit last week. I do have a K2 meter. I do have a ghost box. My all time go to, of course, is the digital recorder. That's my bread and butter. Honestly, what do you look for when you go on an investigation? What are your like top 3 tools that you'll bring in with you?
100% it's all me. Half the time I start balancing and figuring out what the land is going to tell me and what my guides are going to show me.
Okay.
So I'm grounding myself for a good 5 minutes. And then I might use, I'll have a recorder because it's, things I would say, it would just click to me and I'm going, okay, well, I'm going to research that a little bit to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
And then it's like, unfortunately, a month later, as I'm listening, I'm going, oh, where did I come up with this?
Yep.
Because there's the research. So it's like, little things would kick in and I'm going, if only I can think about that kind of stuff, when I was there going, okay, I should be asking these kind of questions. So I would say, yeah, her name is Rose.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Rose who? And, a month later going, well, there was, someone that was, married here, her name was Rose. So kind of thing.
Wow.
Like, shit. So,
okay.
Recorder, me, if I get bored, I might will throw out, my ghost box.
Mm-hmm.
I have a set of lights that are motion lights.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I might, it's kind of like trigger myself, or I'll sit there and play with cards.
Mm-hmm.
A deck of cards. They know that, the spades, the hearts, and all that. I would just start, is it red? Is it black? Is it this and that? And I would start, talking to my guides and like guide me somewhere, kind of.
So pendulums or divination rods?
No,
Just that's more basic. No, you really?
no. I think pendulum is BS. Only because I've seen people that use pendulum and I watch their hands and I see their fingers just barely twitch. And I'm going, no. Pendulum,
Yeah,
that's pendulum. But even though
that was my impression the first time I saw divination rods used, because it looked like it was just too obvious. It looked like you could just about see the fingers, just move enough.
Yeah, or
It's
just
like
bending the
he's manipulating that shit, right?
Because I would watch people and I'm like a hawk. Because they're like, oh, they're saying this and they're saying this, and I'll watch their hands and I'm going, why'd your hand tip? No, it didn't tip. I'm like, we're in pitch black and I see your finger move, different angle.
I have seen pendulum sessions, honestly, where I have been like within inches of this person's hand, and another person was on the other side. Honestly, we didn't see that person's finger move once, and that pendulum swung back and forth like nobody's business, So I don't know if it's like almost like intentional, like you want a certain answer, but I honestly I was like this, and I couldn't see any. You couldn't see any movement. I don't know. I don't know to say if it's real or not. I had my own opinion about divination rods until recently, and I saw somebody else use them, and it's like she's not even like touching them. So I don't know. I think it's like anything else in the paranormal. That can be faked or fraudulated. I think people will try and do it for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like I was watching this one person doing the rods, and I'm watching them and I just see their hand just tip as an angle.
Yep.
And I'm going, and I'll watch it again. I'm going, why'd your hand tip? Oh no, it didn't. And I'm sitting there like looking at my recorder going, I got it caught now. And I'm going, okay, I know I have it recorded. So it's like, got you now. So go ahead, please say something so I can ruin you now. And people know me that I'll nail them to the ground. It's just like, but now it's just like I'm like, what it is, But
yeah,
I'll have something that prove me right somehow.
Cool. Well, that's always validating for yourself. If anything, all this these man hours that we put into like research and investigating and like the utter details about a location. And most of the time, a lot of the times, it's just like, it's kind of like a long shot sometimes. But other times, it's like, holy shit. Like a direct name or they respond to like a minuscule fact that I pull out of an obituary. That's like fantastic. That makes me feel like I've done something good here.
Yep. No, that's true.
Cool. So with some of the places you've investigated, Tim, you do mostly asylums and stuff. You had a lot of these what was that Orange County is some jail or something. Yeah,
I've been there a couple times. I love the place.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. What's going on over there? What's haunting?
I mean, it's a boys' home, or it was like a boys' kind of jail, but also there was people that was actually, prison there, and for rapists, murderers, that kind of thing. And there's a big, huge mess hall where they, would gather and stuff like that. But it's just people use it as a haunted house, a soccer field, baseball field, lacrosse field.
Right.
So it's all like it's so remodeled now, but I mean, there's so much that goes on there. It's just unbelievable. Half the time, I'll put a tripod on and I'll grab one of my cameras and have it pointing up in the sky, and I'll go out and I'm sky watching at the same time.
Oh yeah, because you're into the UFO thing too, right?
But in that area, if you really look, the sky is so clear. It's perfect. So why not? Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course. So how long have you been doing the UFO thing for?
Not as long as my father has been doing it. I was maybe about 6-7 years, maybe. You
So your
know,
dad's like a celebrated author. I know I saw a bunch of books on him. I swear I've seen him at a conference or something. I used to go to conferences all the time. I don't so much anymore, but yeah, I used to. Gettysburg Bash, maybe, maybe even you, sir. I'm not. It's there was a couple of years ago I went. It was a really good time.
so I've only gone to Penhurst, Gettysburg Bash, New Jersey, and Sleepy Hollow.
Well, I've only done Gettysburg, so it must have been Gettysburg.
Yeah.
But so your dad's been doing it for so long. So you got into the UFO thing later on. Why ghosts and why not UFOs to begin?
Because I think the spiritual side of me and the empath and being sensitive.
Yep.
And some of those things that pop up that just come out of my mouth, there's a reason. So it's like, how do I know that information?
Yep.
So
Okay.
I'd rather, more focus on that side, because that I can kind of explain.
Mhm.
UFOs is so, like, you open a book, there's like 15 other chapters in there, but the chapters, keep splitting up because there's no hard evidence in that side. There's all theories and aspects and people and what people think.
But with ghosts, yes.
That's more like UFO side.
Oh, really?
Ghosts
Okay.
is the same thing, but when you start collaborating with certain people, like there's one investigator that I enjoy investigating with her. She's probably not even 45 minutes away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And with her abilities and my abilities, we click for some reason. Like she sees certain colors and stuff like that, and I will come up and start saying things, or I start like getting bothered. Like it's an automatic, connection when we start like working with our energies. And there's some other psychics that I do the same thing in a different side, in a different way. So it's just like that. Like it's more entertaining because that stuff just keeps coming and going.
Oh, for sure. Jay, I'm gonna throw it at you there. What do you got for?
I want to go back to when you were speaking about being dyslexic. I wanted to ask you, because my son, he's dyslexic as well. We used to use the colored sheets. Do you know what I'm talking about? There are plastic, different colored sheets,
I think,
and
yeah,
and you put different. There's like 5 different colors, and you put a certain color on there, and it flips it around.
Yeah, I think I've heard something like that. There was like little studies in so many different ways that were going around when I was a kid. Phonics was the strongest thing to get me back to where I needed to be. I'm like, I'm not 100%. I'm not like those people that are like, I'll even say it like Tom Cruise, I'm healed, God, no. You're not healed. You just find other paths.
He's a schmuck.
Right. I get it.
I mean, I love the guy, but when he opened his mouth and said that, I was like, wait. You make movies and you say that? No, it doesn't work that way.
So you said you've seen UFOs before. What is your most memorable experience?
Ooh. Well, I was driving up to work from going out to Rotterdam, New York. So I was driving through Albany on rush hour at, was it 7:45 in the morning? So it was rush hour. So 3 lanes were going where I was coming. On the other side, there are 3 lanes. So as I'm driving, I'm looking at this interesting thing that is not making any sense. And I'm seeing this and I'm like, why is it hovering way out? It's probably about 300 feet away from me. And I'm still driving, 65, 70 miles an hour, following traffic. And I'm watching this thing, but I'm also seeing I got cars on my right, cars on my left. So I can't pull over. But something from there said, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Just keep driving. I'm going, no. I won't watch this. But it just kept saying, "You're fine. Don't worry about it. Everything will be okay." I'm like, I don't know. I don't believe this. So I kept driving, but I'm keep watching this thing as it's going from my far right all the way to slowly, like, I don't know, a 1 mile an hour speed, just kind of drifting across, nonchalant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, how am I the only one seeing this? This is not making any sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, I want to pull over, but I can't pull over. And I'm thinking, can I grab my phone? Can I grab it? No, can't do that because my phone's on the other seat and I have to grab it and I won't grab it in time or I'm going to get into an accident. So I was like,
Right.
I'm going to hold on to the steering wheel and keep watching. Something kept saying, "You're fine. Just watch the object. You'll be okay." And I was like, I don't think so. This is not going to happen. So I locked my arms as best as I could, and it's a straight road, no matter what. It's a straight road. So if I can lock my arms and keep the steering wheel somewhat, straight as I kind of keep glancing at the road, and it just kept going across the screen or the streets, no big deal, lane after lane after lane. And I'm going, wait, I know that figure. That object, that does not make any sense. So I start going through the 5 things that multiple famous ufologists have told me. And I would say, is there light, like a light blinking, because that's a must?
Mm-hmm.
Is there stripes? Is there windows? Are there like wings? Is there sound? And I'm going, where's the light? Where's the light? I don't see the light. I don't see a motor. Where's the propellers? Where's the wings? There's nothing there. I'm going, there's no glass. There's no stripe. This is not making any sense. So as I'm keep driving and driving, it got more to my right hand. So it's got like almost across the street in a nutshell over the grass. Again, I can't pull over. And it slowly just starts doing this kind of thing, just turning. And I'm going, wait, I know that object, but why do I see blue skies and white clouds? I'm going, why am I seeing this? This is not making any sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's an object right there. This is not making, and I just keep repeating myself. I'm like, it's right there. And I flew right past it. I was like, I can't pull over. I can't do anything. I'm like, okay, so I'm processing this all over again in my head. I'm like, I didn't see any lights. I didn't see any stripes. I didn't see windows. Windows were down, so I'm going to say sound no.
Mm-hmm.
My window was open, so I just heard cars flying by me. And I'm like, there's no flashing light.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept repeating, there's no flashing light under it. And I'm going, a plane has to be there. A drone, if you fly a drone, has to be on there.
Yep.
If you just a normal little, any type of helicopter remote control, it has a flashing light.
Even like if it was like a military drone or something like.
I don't know what it was.
How was it shaped?
But as I'm keep driving, I got to the toll booth, if you remember those things.
Yeah.
I was like, look, I can't do this. So I called my father up, and I was like, look, I don't know what I just saw. I wish I can explain it to you. He goes, look, you got probably about 10 minutes to get to the office. When you get to the office, draw it, take a picture and send it to me. Then call me. I was like, okay. I literally was probably going 80 miles an hour. I was like, no, I have to do this. Like, I have no pen with me. I have no paper. I can't draw and pull over myself. So I flew, got into my office, sat at my desk, drew this little thing and picture and sent it to him. It felt like I got there in 5, like literally.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish I had the paper, but I posted up on my Facebook somewhere. It's a teardrop shape.
Yep.
Okay.
full teardrop shape.
Mhm.
And
Like Flight of the Navigator, like on its
Yeah.
side. That's what I think of every time. For some
yeah,
reason.
it's a little dip with it's like that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But it
Mhm.
was like just nonchalant, kind of thing. And I'm like,
cruising. Right.
okay,
It's they're just like seen, just like random. And so a friend of mine was in Switzerland, and they were in like one of the oldest cities, and it was daylight. It was like daylight twilight, and they saw this object. He took a picture of it. It looked like what you described, like a teardrop shape, and it had like 5 little windows. It almost looked like like 5 little
it
squares,
sounds like that.
and you
Yeah,
could see light behind that. And they saw it. He took a quick picture, and then they wanted to get a better shot, so they drove a little further down the road. They saw it. They were looking at it. They saw it. They were looking at it. They saw it. They were looking at it, and then it was gone. It was just like
Yep.
gone. You know. He
Mhm.
did get a decent picture of it, which is really interesting. Another thing that's interesting is another really good friend of mine. He's a grant writer with it's the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, and he's with a special group of them who's led by the Navy pilot who used to see these things like flying in and out of the ocean.
and then
Tim, what are your thoughts on that? Are they do they
the ocean.
all like the object just goes straight into the ocean? Is this like a species that does this, or this is like where they hide? What's
Yeah.
your thoughts on this?
So you also got to remember we didn't discover or we have not gone through the whole ocean.
Right, there's
We
a
don't
lot
have
of it we don't even know.
submarines that goes deeper than we can to the really bottom things.
Like the
You know.
Mariana Trench. I mean, the Titanic's deep, and people have died going down there. But I mean, that's like only half the distance that you could go so much further down, like out in the Pacific.
Right.
I hear you. Or like under the Arctic Circle, for
Right.
example.
That was the movie Abyss.
Yep.
There was a spaceship way down there, and but again, we can't get down there only unless we can figure out to deal with the pressure. So
Right.
if you look at the map, I wish I sent you it. So give you a description about the map. So my father took about a year to break the whole thing map down.
Mm-hmm.
And the map is basically pins from fireballs, spheres, and triangles.
Yep.
Okay. So he broke this database down into those 3 shapes and pinned them all over the United States.
Yep.
Now, if you looked at, for example, near Florida, it's covered. If you looked at all the eastern seaboard, it's covered.
Yeah.
Out to Michigan, basically.
Yep.
Then you go to California, it's, even more covered.
Like Arizona,
Okay.
New Mexico, even.
Right. So,
Right.
but, there's little spots all over the place, all over the map where big cities are. But for example, near Florida, there are things that are saying they saw them, I don't know, I can't remember what, north, south, east, west, whatever, on the eastern side, they've seen, things that go in the water, but then on the other side of Florida, they're coming out of the water. Almost in like 5-minute spans. So
That's crazy.
the theory is like they're going in the water shooting out. Now, is it going around Florida or are they going up and under Florida and coming out from the other side? That are coming from California and then coming out from, I don't know, Virginia.
They are known to, like, people will say they like still in the air and then go like Mach 6 instantly and just
Exactly.
disappear. And so that kind of technology alone like blows my mind. So if they can do that, who knows what else what other tunneling
Even look there in the map of where Michigan is.
Yeah.
Again, we can't get down into that water. So
the Great Lakes, yeah, right.
There's sightings there that people have seen them go in and then actually come out. So that little loop near Michigan and all or the Great Lakes, it's covered.
Right.
So why are they going into the water? Are they fueling up? Are they cooling down their energies? Are their
Mhm.
engines? Are they, doing something else? Are they testing? Are they living down there?
Yeah.
There is a testament. My father was mentioning that, they came up from the bottom from the ocean and helped the people on the land. And I believe that was from, Indian folklore.
Yep.
I don't know the whole story. I can't remember what it is. But there are stories that are like that the Indians actually have helped.
Right. There's tons of this throughout history. A lot of people will associate UFOs and UAPs and their presence with the oncoming of like the nuclear age. But there's a handful of like paintings from like the 1500s.
Yeah.
Like there's one I think it's something biblical. It's like Mary and like Jesus as a little guy, and up in the sky there's like the moon, and then there's like this cylindrical object that looks very much like a UFO traveling through the sky. Do you think they've seen these things all throughout time, Tim? Do you think they've always been there?
Well, I studied art history.
Yep.
That's when I started like really questioning when I was in college because I
So
was
you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen
I
it.
have my social studies or my art history book probably on my right somewhere.
Yep.
But when this started happening, this is when I started questioning a lot of things. So this was like I was in my 20s.
Yep.
And my father and I would go back and forth. And at that time, there was actually another show that were there was like 3 people that were investigating sightings, and they were so close to the point of finding out and figuring out everything that what I understand and what I've heard is that show was closed down by the government.
Wow.
Because they were so close of answering a lot of questions and making more questions coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that art history book, if you look at was it the Greeks? And I believe that's what the area you're talking about. There are 1, 2, probably half a dozen paintings that have some kind of spaceship or space thing that was, flying across the sky, kind of thing. And you see people in it.
Yep.
Was that imagination? Was it, what they're thinking, what the future would hold, or were they actually seeing something?
Right. Is it just their perspectives of things that we see now?
To your question, yes.
Yep.
I mean, if you look at the Egyptian times,
right, that's a lot
there's
of
actually drawings and paintings of things that were coming from the sky, and they were called sky people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, there are things that if you really also think about, how do they build the pyramids?
Well, all right. So, I'm a history dork. Being a history dork, I do know that the Egyptians enslaved a lot of peoples. The Hebrew people, for one.
But if you think about it, okay,
we had giants back in the day.
We're going up, say, like 300 feet.
Okay.
Do we have cranes back then?
No, we did not. Well,
did we have chain back then?
We didn't. I don't think we had chains. No, because the metal wasn't really being metallurgied at the time.
Do we have planes back then?
No, we definitely didn't have planes.
Exactly. Now, think about that whole scenario. How are you going to lift a 200-ton rock 300 feet?
That's high up. Yeah, that's a whole lot. Maybe for argument's sake, maybe like some crazy pulley system or like the wedge, and like
what rope do we have? Because we don't have the rope now to lift that kind of
hemp. Maybe hemp is strong. No,
maybe, but I don't think so because
not that I doubt you. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm trying to think of every reason. Jai, any thoughts on how the pyramids could have been built, Jai, other than alien technology?
A big ice pick? No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
You have no idea. Yeah, it's the mystery. It's that and they didn't just do it in Egypt. They did it all over the world. So I mean,
but if you even more think about this, from Egypt to Mexico to anywhere else or where pyramids are, they're the same drawings, a little different style,
Yep.
but there's almost exact same ones. How does these people know what to draw, what they look like, and they're
Right.
all over the place? There's no telephones, there's no boats, there's no steamships, you can't make a fire and do smoke signals. You know,
True.
how are you communicating, saying from Egypt to Mexico? And go,
Right. They
"Make
probably
this
didn't
color
intermix as a
red."
civilization very much.
Right.
I don't know. That's the mystery. The other question is, I've seen I've heard stories of like the gray man. I've heard stories of like the little green guy. It seems like there's multiple species. Tim. Is that the consensus here? Are we
Yeah.
dealing with more than one species of alien?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. And they all have different craft, right? They all have
all different. Yes.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, I think there was a guess of so many species, but if you really look at the universe, how many species are really out there?
Right. I
Are
mean,
there
think about how
more?
many species of human, or ethnicities of human there are. I mean,
Exactly.
there's quite a few, right?
Right. So that's the whole aspect.
And we're all very different to look at. Even though we're all the same. Our skin color is different. Some of us are tall, some of us are very short.
Right. But we
You know,
still bleed red. Okay. If we bleed red, does the aliens bleed red or do they bleed green?
Yeah.
Like movies. Or do they do like a dark gray? Are they, we probably don't know. The government would probably know more than that because they did their own testing. But again,
sure.
there's so many species out there. The world is, full of possibilities.
Yeah. Do you think there's some from somewhere local, or do you think they come from like multiple? Was that like leap? What
Light years away?
light years away? Yeah. Thank you.
My father would explain this a lot better, but he put this in one of his books. It was Going in Interstellar. From traveling from the Earth to the Moon, we'll say that's 2 days. Okay.
Okay.
From
Yep.
traveling to Pluto, that might take a week.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just making, examples here.
Yeah. Sure.
That's somewhat our solar system. But as we're taking these pictures with the lunar telescope, we're finding more galaxies that are out there.
Yep.
So are these galaxies, like, how far are they? Are they light years away? So that's what? Several thousand miles away? We
Right.
don't have a ship to travel that way.
But at the rate of their travel, the rate of the speed of some of their crafts, I mean, would it really necessarily be that long of a journey?
No, because there are theories and there are aspects that there might be a wormhole that they can travel through.
Okay.
From point A to point B in seconds.
That's beyond the scope of my thought. But one thing that I do think about, people will often say that ghosts and even Bigfoot are related to alien creatures, and more specifically that aliens can maybe communicate telepathically. What are your thoughts on this, Tim?
It's a possibility. I mean, I know a lot of Bigfoot people out there, and I think I actually heard one. Like, let me bring you back before I answer this question.
Okay.
So I was out near Buffalo. We're investigating this one location, and it was 2 Bigfoot people and a psychic, myself, and the guests were like way back where the fire was.
Yep.
We were just walking on the property. So the property had a swamp and then had a a farm on the other side of it. So we were walking like the swamp line, and there's trees everywhere, so we can't really see the other side of the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're walking around, we hear this whoosh, 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 and it stopped. Now, we all looked at each other going, what was that? You know,
Right.
and people start saying, well, it's not a deer. It can't be a bear because it was an evil whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So, because a bear would, and they were even describing the bear would sound differently when it's walking through the water because it has 4 legs.
Right.
You know, would have more of a clunk or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going back and forth, and we're figuring out what was going on. We walked away a little bit, and all I hear is whoosh, 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 whoosh. And then we turned back, we found an opening, and there was nothing there. We're like, how is that possible? And the whole night, we're just looking at each other going, well, ghost hunting's over. But what the hell was that?
Right.
So it's like, and we're all describing it. It's like, it sounded like 2 legs in a water running through the swamp. And, you know, we're, you know, by, I don't know, 9-10 o'clock at night, we're like, all right, we're going to the swamp, and we're going to start throwing rocks in the water and see where the kaplunk would sound, to testing out like the distance. So we're sitting there doing math. I'm like, guys, that's all you. Hey, you figuring that out. I'm just sitting there going, I just heard something run through water. It wasn't a deer. It wasn't a bear.
Yeah.
It couldn't be this. It couldn't be that. And I'm thinking, what else has 2 legs that can run through water?
Bigfoot, right? I'm dying to see. I'm dying to show me something, please. Somebody come on the show. I'll play your videos, whatever. I want to see evidence of Bigfoot. Everybody has like third
party videos,
third party stories, dude. Nobody has like the first person effect. Like, hey, I do this, buddy, and I actually saw a Bigfoot. And any anecdote, whatever you got. Because I as much as I want to believe, I'm super skeptical on Bigfoot. I gotta say, I think at this point in my life, I think it's more of a ghost of something that maybe used to be around. Maybe, I don't know, because nobody finds anything on Bigfoot. There's no bodies. There's no shit. There's no fur. There's branches bent around, but I mean that could be some fucking guy running around the country just doing that just to screw with people. I don't know, dude. There's just no. As a ghost hunter, I feel like I have way more evidence to present. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I mean, that in a way, I agree with you, because the paranormal side, you can kind of get a little bit more ideas. Some of it you have to, I wouldn't say debunk, but question.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, it could be a voice. It could be this. It could be the radio. It could be that, you know, okay, you got something, but not say, oh, I got this and I got that. But, you know, a Bigfoot, where are these people coming up with these prints?
There's nothing, dude.
You know,
they have nothing. And God bless them for going out in the woods for that long. That is awesome. But I mean,
give you credit. You go out for a week, you enjoy that. You know, I don't mind going out for a weekend, but a week, no, I need my bathroom, I need my shower, you know. Nope, sorry. A weekend's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I go out in the middle of nowhere and I go camping for a week with the boys, and there's more wildlife around than there are people, because we're in the middle of the mountains in northern Maine, in the most remote sections of Maine. You would think you would see a Bigfoot up there. I've seen moose, I've seen bears, amazing smallmouth bass, but I've never seen Bigfoot, or even thought I would smell Bigfoot.
The small little things that I've been told, you know, how branches are made, or not branches are made. Branches are breaked off, or they tipped in like an angle to make like a tent. Like, you're 4 hours into the forest. Why would someone, you know,
true, that would
be
a
tree against another tree and it looks like a little tent? You know, that's the only thing that, ponders me. Like, where's this coming from? Or
True.
did they set that up because they just want to take a picture and go, oh, look what I found,
Yeah, that'd be shitty. That'd be
Right.
that's like faking evidence in the paranormal. Once you do it, you just
Exactly.
completely discredit it. You're discrediting the field. Honestly,
Right.
there are plenty of us who try and get like legitimate, I don't want to say evidence, but data that we can present towards like the haunting of a location or like the existence of a ghost, so to
Yes.
say. But to fake it like that, I fucking hate you if you do. I'm sorry. Excuse my French. One going back to the aliens, Tim. So there's this little movie released. I think it was last year. It's called The Age of Disclosure. Have you seen it? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? That's pretty that's like almost like saying the president come out and saying, "Hey, there's been aliens this whole time, and we've known it." And what are your thoughts? Go ahead.
100%. I mean, who said it? Obama kind of pushed it a little bit, but never gave that answer.
Yeah.
And I'm watching his eyes, and I'm going, that looks like an FBI, like, bullshit. There is.
Right.
Watch the body language, how people talk. But
Jay, have you seen Age of Disclosure? Have you seen the trailer at all for it?
I haven't seen it at all.
Oh, well,
Not even the trailer.
Not even the
I'll have
trailer.
to check
Well,
it
let
out.
me play it. I happen to have it, believe it or not, like
of course.
just like right here, so I could just go ahead and you just go and your official trailer. Look at that. Back to the top. I hope this plays.
Just check it out.
And here we go.
People are ready.
Is it playing? Oh, it's not playing. Oh, hold on.
Buffering.
Oh, it's filtering. Come on, it's buffering. The American people are ready. Come on.
Receive the truth.
Oh, Jesus. I'm just going to stay on the screen. I'm sorry. Hold on. Buddy.
The American people are ready to receive the truth.
You're killing me.
Oh,
All right. So the American people are ready to see the truth, is what he's saying, ladies and gentlemen. It's one after another government official on a different board, on a different committee, all saying yeah, I've seen the bodies, dude. I've been to the morgue where they keep the spaceships and stuff.
I can tell you, remember when the first TikTok video came out?
Yep.
Okay. I met two of the guys that were actually on the battleship when black helicopters came in with guys that had no names on their shirts, military wise, walked in, cleaned out their hard drives on the whole deck of this battleship. And basically, pull out his gun, throw it on his desk, and go, "Does anybody have questions?" Literally told me that.
I think I actually got it. Hold on, I'm gonna try it from YouTube. Maybe this will work better. Sorry, Tim.
Ready to receive the truth.
There we go.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone. Non-human intelligence exists.
UAPs are real. They're here, and they're not human. I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I've worked on highly classified UAP programs.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the 4th International Intelligence
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
The 1-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified aerial phenomenon.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government was involved in a long-running secret war with other nations to collect and reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
So look at this thing. It's rotating. There's a whole fleet of them.
The first country that cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
China has established its own version of a UAP task force.
You think for a second that they wouldn't consider using it to achieve their ends of domination?
This is similar to the Manhattan Project. This is the atomic weapon on steroids.
This is so secret. Very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis. But that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
You better be careful about a government that doesn't trust its people, because there's no telling what they'll pull on you.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
It has so many beneficial impacts, including clean energy.
We should have disclosure today. We should have disclosure tomorrow. The time has come.
And what is
Very,
that called again? I couldn't read it.
The age of disclosure.
Of disclosure.
It's
okay.
on. I think it's on Amazon. I think that I've seen it on various different
Amazon
outlets.
Prime, I think it was.
Yeah, I think Prime has
Okay,
it.
I got
It's
Prime.
It's
yeah.
it's
So
something to
definitely
watch.
check it out. Yeah, like head of
Okay.
officials, head of the CIA, admirals, top of the line people. Were all involved in this. Are all coming out and like speaking against it. And like you say, they're taking their own lives in their own hands because I would
Right.
think that certain organizations would want to keep this kind of stuff quiet. You know.
Exactly.
But see, if you really can't, because we have this,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know,
everybody's
all
got
over
a
the
camera
place.
now.
So all you got to do is hit record and post it. You know, how are you going to hide this? How are you going to shut people down? You know, yes, there's a lot of fakes out there. Yes, you know, you can't jump and say, oh my God, that's a UFO. You know, some of the fakes are so bad that people just jump.
It's terrible.
But, you know, the government can't stop we recording it and posting and sharing it. Then it's what? You know, how are they going to try to blind us from all this information? It's impossible. So they have to come out with something.
It's come at such a heavy rate in the last like 10 years. I feel like it, like you say, Obama kind of like kind of hinted it. Trump was always saying he was going to release all this stuff, and then he kind of like backed away from that. You gotta feel like that there's higher ends in the government who are like, no, Donald, we're not gonna do this, dude. This is gonna be our secret because, like, you think about the real possibilities of getting alien technology, to be able to fly and maneuver that quickly, would devastate another country. Would
If you
devastate.
think about it, we do.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the planes that we have, I can't think what it is. I could see it. The black huge thing that we can sit there, cloak ourselves from radar.
Oh, like the stealth bomber.
The
Yeah.
stealth, there it is.
Stealth,
You know,
yeah.
we have the ability. You know, we're smart. We're not that smart to come up with this kind of stuff and make that stuff happen.
And stealth jet is
No.
that's an old. Honestly, that was around when I was in school. That was like a 1990s thing. God
Yeah.
only knows what they got going on now.
Right.
We wouldn't know about it. Which honestly, it's fine with me. I live a very free life. I can drink whatever beer I want to drink on a regular basis. I can go on a podcast
That's what
and
don't
talk about. I can. I don't talk politics or religion on any of my podcasts. But I could talk all the shit I wanted to, and I'm free to do so. So I'm kind of like, okay, you know, you guys, you keep that in your back pocket, because I feel like a lot of Americans would shit their pants, and lose it if they knew how much the government knew, or if they knew how much is going on.
The religion side.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if, like, I know a lot of priests, okay, and you probably do too. But there was one place I was investigating. It was a church. And the team that I was with, we were doing a lot of fundraising. And we were helping this church, you know, pay some bills. Because they were really in dire need.
Yeah, that's what you do.
And so then the church had a meeting, and the people that were working in the church asked us to come because we raised money for them.
Yeah.
So I tried to be as civil as possible, as best as I could, because this priest was saying, "There's no ghost, there's no this, there's no this, there's that," and I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God!" And something's behind me going, "Tim, Tim," and I'm going, "Oh, no," and I know what it's saying. I'm going, "No, no, fine." I start, spurting up, and I just start throwing things out. And my team was like, "Tim, shut up." I'm going, "No, it's in the Bible. It's written." It's. I wish I can remember, what they're. I'm like, all this is stating in the Bible.
In the New Testament alone, the apostles were in a boat and they referenced Jesus as a ghost.
Yes.
Because his spirit is coming across the water to show him the wounds that he had on his hands where he was a spirit, and they're referencing that. So it's embedded in the Christian religion that after you die, your spirit raises from the dead. How much more spectral do you want to get with this? But they are so anti, like, everything paranormal.
Right.
Like, dude, your whole fucking religion is founded on this.
Also, in the Bible, there's a part where one of the guys is going to battle and he calls up like his cousin or something from the dead. And God asked him, "Why are you calling him from the dead?" Like,
because he's gonna
do what you got to do.
Back and we're gonna whoop some ass, dude. That's why.
Right.
So at the end of the meeting, I went up to him and said, "Look, I'm really sorry the way I acted. One, I'm passionate about what I do. There's reasons why I'm passionate, because of things I've encountered and things that talk to me. So I'm not bullshit." He goes, "I understand that." And we went to shake hands, and I looked at him, and I see this figure behind him, and I'm going, "Oh Lord!" Now no one else sees it. I'm seeing this, and I'm going, "Okay." Now I'm seeing things, and I'm going, "Okay." So, and it basically, and he told me something about him that I did not know. And I said this to him, and he looked at me and goes, "How do you know this?" And I went, "I don't know, but I'm going to tell you, this person has just told me this, and I'm going to tell you, you lost your way." And he looked at me, turned right around, and booted right out. I put him the fear, but it was like giving him the reality check, saying, there are spirits out here. There are things that we can't explain. This is why we investigate here. And now it's like I've shamed a few priests. Oops, I'm going to hell, but still.
You were educating them, dude. There is, if you have any doubts, just come to me. We'll have I can speak with days. My own paranormal experiences. There's no way that all this shit is in my own head. There's no way it is. It's just, it's so unbelievable how the ghost. I'm just a ghost guy. The ghost side of it never lets me down. There's some nights where it's like, oh my God, this was so incredibly boring. But then you go home and you listen to the recorder. It's like, oh, ooh. So it just never. We have these experiences like, holy shit, did that just happen? Did I just look up and see like a man walking across that stage? Like, did that just? It did. And it's it never gets old for me. It never loses its interest. Dre, anything else you want to wrap up with Tim? Any wrap up questions you have for him?
I just wanted you to share with us. You mentioned a book that you wrote. If you wanted to share that with us and where it could be purchased.
I wrote a book, but I don't.
Okay.
His dad has a ton of books.
I couldn't do it. Like I've tried. I try to break it down. The research kills me.
Yeah.
Reading, comprehending. I'd rather put a gun to my head because it was just.
But your father wrote books.
It was too stressful, and I couldn't do it.
And what was your father's name? So we can look up his. Okay.
So if you're interested, he wrote a series of books that's relating to the map. So it's like volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. And they're basically split up for the states from eastern, central, and western side. And they basically go down to military aspects, Indian aspects, other sightings, other scenarios that have happened, and he kept them in that little 1, 2, 3 kind of series of because there's so much. That or the books could be like this thick.
Right.
And then he has a book. It's called Interstellar, which he just basically wrote blogs and would post them up on Facebook.
Nice.
But he started looking at these blogs. He started realizing the blogs could be turned into a book because it just needed to be a little tweaked, but it flew like into a book. Like there was no like rewriting the whole thing. It just like kind of flew or flow right through. And then he has earthquakes and UFOs. So it's basically his theories, his aspects of when a before earthquake, when an earthquake happens, and when an earthquake. No, wait. Before, during, after. If that makes sense. And it would show sightings, but also he would actually see correlations of like straight lines of things were happening. So it's kind of an interesting book. And then he has a book that's called The Night Visitants, which him and Marie, I always say the last name wrong, Mano, Manalo. They wrote, or she wrote a book basically about his experience through me in the book. I don't know why, but it's actually pretty good. And but there's a girl that he actually met that he's been talking to for like over 10 years. That the experiences, the abductions that she's been having, the fears that she's been having, and it's like a written as a movie because Anna was wrote plays, so that's how she writes. So it's kind of a different book, but it's right down to a T. There you go.
Yeah. Those are Tim's father's books right there. Can be found on Amazon.com. Mr. Thomas Conwell, the man, the myth, and the legend.
And if you want, you can always reach out to me if you want them autographed.
Nice.
He's still around, so we can figure that out and and mail them out to you too.
That's awesome. That sounds good, man. That's I love good UFO stuff. It's a topic I feel like we don't tackle enough. We don't tackle Bigfoot enough. It's Bigfoot.
Hard.
I want to hear more and more and more and more and more about UFOs because I'm a ghost guy, but UFOs just got me, man. There's just something about it,
What I would do is this: if you really want to get in that side, don't have expectations like you do for ghosts. Okay?
Right.
Don't say I want to see a ghost or I want to see an alien ship.
Right.
Go out and say, look, I'm ready. I want to see something.
Yep.
And that's really all you have to do. It's like a CE5.
Yep.
Okay? You can do this as a group or you can do this just yourself. Just kind of like get yourself out watching the skies and go, I just want to see something. If you want to show me something, do it. Now, it's not going to happen like this.
No, yeah, of course not.
It took me 2 years to start understanding that concept.
I think I have a way better connection personally with the ghost stuff because I feel like I get certain feelings. I hit record and bam, something will happen or whatever. Right. It's not. I feel like it's not the same with UFOs. I have less of a connection.
Right, but it's almost the same aspect. Okay. You're ready to see a ghost, a spirit, something unusual.
Mm-hmm.
If you put yourself in that same realm, in a paranormal UFO side, you'll eventually will see something that will throw your mind away.
Nice.
Because that first sighting that it hits you, it's so ingrained, like you've seen a ghost. Because you can probably tell your first ghost story that threw you for a loop.
Oh my god.
Clearly.
Oh, it so threw me for a loop because here I am as a paranormal investigator. Right. So for sure, it jolted me into what I'm doing now. Right. For sure. I go. Let me tell you, Tim, I go camping like I said, way remote north of New Hampshire. where you would think I would see a Bigfoot. But the skies are so clear. You see like almost every planet because there's no light pollution whatsoever.
So-
I got friends that take like phenomenal photographs. But that's where I'm going to do my UFO looking. I think if anywhere.
Now, if you
Because-
if you really want to do something like that,
Yep.
okay, a good camera to use, it's called a psionics.
Yep.
Okay. If you go, if hunting, boating, you know, if you want a night watch, that camera is about, you know, yay big. I mean, that's, I don't know, 5-6 inches. It weighs not even a pound or two. You'll see stars that your naked eye can't see, but your camera won't see these stuff. I mean, $2,500, $3,000, $3,000, $30,000, whatever the camera is, it's this camera is military grade. It's the best camera that if you catch something, it's solid. There's no lie about it. It's that clear.
That's cool. It's good to know because there's no light pollution. I see more planets. I saw like the red of Mars. Like holy shit, that's like what you can see the red of it. That's awesome. So this guy totally fascinates. It totally fascinates me. So check out Tim's dad's books. Check out Tim, who's on Facebook. Any other media outlets you're on, Tim? Anything else
I'm
you do?
on Instagram also. It's just a lot of my photos that I take out, you know, walking the cemeteries.
Yes. I love cemeteries, by the way, dude. That's a topic we missed, unfortunately. Maybe we'll get to it the next time. Yeah. Love anything and everything haunted. Even like the places you think wouldn't be haunted. There's always they're everywhere. They're everywhere, boys and girls. Just got to go out there and find them. Speaking of finding them, going out there and finding them. Next week, join us next Tuesday with the Ghost and the Goat as we welcome CEO of Haunting the Haunts and the author of Alluring Disturbances, Harley Black, PhD, is going to join us. Dr. Black is going to be in the house. I've never met her. I'm interested. Check out all that and all the good things coming from the Ghost and the Goat. Check out Three Dudes Brews. Not this Thursday, next Thursday. We're going to come at you live with Andrew Lyles. It's going to be a Saturday Night Live type beer show where we drink beer and Andrew plays the guitar and sings. It's going to be a great time. Check out, look for episode 15 and 16 of Three Dudes Brews from Tragmar and Shades on Brewing for Jai, for Tim Conwell. This has been Buddy there, the Ghost and the Goat. It's been a great show, boys and girls. Go Red Sox when baseball starts. Go Dolphins. But they won't do anything.
Yankees, come on.
Oh, Yankee. Oh no, Tim. I'm so glad we didn't get it.
You said Red Sox.
I fucking hate the Yankees. Amen, brother. Go not Yankees. Have a good week, folks. Try to save all that good shit. Bye-bye.